So something happened this week, and actually quite a bit happened this week. The Xbox prices skyrocketed, and we're going to dive into all of that in the weekly reload. If you don't already subscribe to that channel, check it out, link down below. But I was going to like make a video, find someone talking about that, the effect of it. But then this happened this week, and this is FaZe Jev. And I think this is really important to talk about because I think it dives into the reality of being a creator in a space like this, in really an atmosphere where from 1 minute everyone can love you to literally millions of people just dumping all over you.
All right, what's going on, guys?
And I wanted to show what he was saying about it and what this meant. And I think everyone loves Jev, but you can see how quickly the narrative around you can switch in this atmosphere. And let's dive into it.
Jev, doing a little desktop video real quick. Might be kind of sudden or weird or whatever, but I need to address some stuff really quick. And it's kind of annoying that I have to even like talk about this stuff even like a whole year later. This video came out over a year ago.
Which is wild.
Ever since the whole big FaZe move and stuff with everybody, it's been an entire year now at this point. And when this whole thing happened, I made my About FaZe Clan video, 2 million views. Like, a lot of people were interested in what I had to say about this whole thing. And please, I encourage you to go and watch this entire video if you haven't watched it, or if you're somebody that was actually looking for the entire full video after you ended up seeing a tweet like this.
So this is the example of someone using essentially clipping someone saying something to use it against them.
It's from Yoxix. Now, he's posted clips of me before and didn't do it this way, so I'm gonna hope that maybe he just didn't really understand the context of what I was saying, or he was actually intentionally trying to clickbait my shit. I don't know.
Probably
but clearly,
was.
Whenever some people post me and they get a lot of interactions, they do feel the need to continue posting me one way or
So here's the thing, right? When you post something negative about someone popular, people want people to fail. People want video games to fail. They want to be on the right side of history, essentially. So when something like this comes out and paints someone who's popular in a bad light, people will jump on board with it because, again, they want to see you fail. It's weird.
or another, and I'm completely cool with that, but the way that he titled this has now caused people to have like this whole different idea of how I feel regarding the rest of FaZe, and it's just not fair. So imagine you never watched this video before, and the title says, Jev explains why he doesn't interact with the new.
To be honest, I haven't seen the actual clipped version of this, so this will actually be my first time seeing this, so let's see what the context sounds like.
FaZe Clan, as I just want to be able to play video games for a living. I don't want anything else. So let's watch the clip. It's 25 seconds long. Doing all of this shit because I didn't want to feel like I was actually working a job. Why the fuck would I get involved with stuff that makes it feel like a job? I said it from the start before I was even able to quit my job. When I was initially creating videos, I said repeatedly that I just wanted to be able to play video games for a living, and this is the best way that I found that I can do it, and I don't want anything else fucking with it, period. I don't want distractions. I don't want anything else. Stay tuned to what shit I just don't. I started doing all this.
Okay, so to me, it sounds like FaZe was the thing that gave him the ability to do what he wanted to do. That's what it sounds like to me, personally. And that would make a lot of sense. Also, Jev, I think more than anyone, is one of the people who I see actually doing that. He doesn't do any crazy editing or anything ridiculous like that. He plays games, puts his reactions up there, and people love him for it, as they should. He's hilarious.
This shit because so it's a 25-second long clip that is from this video here right at the end of this video. The title makes it sound like I'm saying this in response to the new FaZe, but that's not even what I was saying. I usually hate when people say some actually stupid shit and then they get called out on it, and then they have to go and like pivot and say shit like, oh, that clip was taken out of context, and then you watch the whole thing and it's absolutely not taken out of context. This is actually taken out of context, and this is why I don't even like speaking on this shit. I had to sit here and contemplate with myself, is it even a mistake for me to even talk about this? And I think it is, because I feel like even the people that are currently in FaZe, since I don't really talk with a lot of people, they might look at this and think that this is actually how I feel, and for whatever reason they haven't gone back and actually looked at the full video. So I'm gonna find that part in the clip in the video right here. Adding context to this, it's not in reply to the quote new FaZe Clan, which by the way they've been popping off, and I've seen multiple clips from these guys. It's not like
the new FaZe has been popping off in a very different way than old FaZe. Very much bigger focus on streaming, kind of like what Kai's crew does.
The type of content that I'm usually doing, like a lot of the IRL stuff, but they popped off. I think that in the end, a year later, I don't think that this was a bad decision for FaZe. I think a lot of these guys that are in here, like Max, Silky, Ron, Lacey, even Adapt, who is getting more involved with all of this stuff. These guys have been popping off and genuinely have some funny shit that they're doing. But this clip is not talking about the new FaZe Clan. This is talking about being involved with business decisions. And my rebuttal to not getting involved in business stuff, I don't like the talks of kicking and recruiting people. I don't like doing it. I just want to be able to play video games for a living, and I don't want anything else. Just like the quote. Here it is in the video. Tomorrow I'll have another Sekiro video up. I'm probably not going to talk too much more about this shit because, again, I don't know enough to speak on a lot of this stuff. I just want to sit there and explain how I feel.
So I gave him the benefit of the doubt when I listened to it, but listening to this, I'll actually move my face. Listening to this once again, it is clear that I was even wrong in with what that clip was saying.
About it, not get involved with too many decisions. I don't have the heart to do any of this business related shit. I just don't. I started doing all of this shit because I didn't want to feel like I was actually working a job. Why the fuck would I get involved with stuff that makes it feel like a job? I said it from the start before I was even able to quit my job. When I was initially creating videos, I said repeatedly that I just wanted to be able to play video games for a living, and this is the best way that I found that I can do it, and I don't want anything else fucking with it, period. I don't want distractions. I don't want anything else. Stay tuned to what FaZe has in store. Also, and that's it. That's the clip. The video's gonna end in 10 seconds. I'm just saying my...
But this right here, what you are seeing is the problem with the TikTok generation, right? Everything is clipped, everything is taken, and everything is pushed in a certain narrative, right? Now, there is the counter side to that, where there is a lot of people who are listening to podcasts and longer form stuff or videos like this to see the context, to see what is going on there. But more people are going to see the shorter clips, the punchier clips, and the ones that, again, paint things with a certain narrative. And that's, I think, a huge problem with the internet as a whole. And then as things shorten and attention spans get worse,
goodbye. This frames it in a way like I'm talking about the new phase when I'm talking about I don't want to do fucking business. I don't want to do business. So this has drawn reactions from people to make it seem like I'm hating on the new phase, which is bullshit because I'm not. Jev playing with the new phase members for a game night would hit though. You know, I do agree. I really do agree with that.
Like what he's saying here with like, imagine a horror game with all of them playing together, stream of the year. I think like just like when I look at it, Jev is the only person in phase who is still just video games. Like really, like he does some IRL stuff in videos like this, but as a whole, he just plays games. So I think like them leveraging someone like that and using that a little bit more, I think would be good for them.
That said, if anyone hit me up for like a particular game night on a game that I like want to play, it's very hard to communicate it. But I would play games with some people. I'm not saying it would be an everyday thing or whatever, but if everybody got together and everybody was playing some, I don't even know what game, it's not always a 100% no. It's more like a 90% no, but it's not because it's FaZe members. That's my answer to like everything. There are some days where I feel more adventurous than others. Like, you know what? Maybe I should act like a regular human being. No, by the way, I've been...
Okay, honestly, I kind of feel the same way of this. Like, I find if I play a game like Arc Raiders, which has like solos and trios, or even Warzone, if I play solo, I find that I'm a lot more entertaining in videos and streams than if I didn't. And I think that's a kind of what he goes with here. Like, it's easier to focus on the game and being funny or presenting something in a certain way if you're not surrounded by people who are just screaming at screens and stuff like that. But like just the 90% of the time, it's going to be no.
Doing this for a long time, I am a grown-ass man with grown-ass things to handle. I've grown over the years a lot mentally, emotional intelligence and stuff like that. I've talked to therapists, having my mind right over the years. Now, I'm not sure if it's like some form of depression. The word autism has come up in conversations, but I don't have any official diagnosis. I, as a human being, what I'm doing right now is the happiest place on earth for me. There is almost nothing that can be offered.
I think most people would agree what Jev does, and the audience that he gets for it is like a top tier for anyone on YouTube. Less editing, more playing, just people enjoying him as a person. Plain and simple.
To me, that I would rather do than this. You could offer me to go to the greatest, most beautiful, prosperous place on the planet, and if there's no video games there, I'm not fucking with it. It is clearly not the best place on earth. If I was teleported to the most beautiful place on the planet, I would ask, where is the building, where are the games, and where is the window so I can look outside and appreciate the fact that I'm somewhere else. I don't want to be outside. I don't want to do shit. Call it depression, call it whatever the fuck you want. That's what I want. I mean, I respect it, but then why are you in FaZe then? I already talked about this before in the video. You just don't understand. Because he hates the new FaZe shit, that's why. See, this is what bothers me. Because I don't.
This is the part, like, this is where people, this is Twitter as a whole, number one. And this is just like out of context clips.
Hate the new FaZe shit. This makes it sound like I hate all these guys personally or some shit. I don't. So he's a lazy piece of shit. He's uploaded every day for like 10 years. What do you mean lazy? You know what it is. They feel like I need to take every single...
Yoxic does have his back in here, but like the way that he presented it, and he's probably going to do more because the clip did well.
Opportunity. Take advantage of every single thing that comes my way. But the truth is, I'm satisfied. That's what a lot of people like are scared of. There's a lot of like this culture where everybody feels like you gotta grind, hit the new level, accomplish. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I don't want to jump up to the next level. It's even said in this video, I'm not playing video games, or I didn't make a YouTube channel to elevate myself and try to use this as a springboard into acting in movies or becoming some kind of artist,
which a lot of people do,
or just any of those like cool things that a lot of people get like notoriety off of. I don't have other passions. This is the only passion I have. I don't want this to turn into anything more. I don't want to build an empire. I don't want to. And people have a really hard time grappling with the fact that somebody could achieve something that they wanted and that be enough for them. This is all just enough for me. It is perfect.
It's a really good way of putting that.
Is too much. I already feel lucky as is with what I'm currently doing. So I just needed to set the record straight here. This isn't about the new FaZe guys. So any of those guys, if you're watching this video, have no issue with any of you guys. Actually, Max hit me up recently late at night, like 5 a.m. I just saw his message. I'll probably reply to him. I'm not sure exactly what he wants, but again, I don't want to sit there and reply to shit if I already know my answer will be no, when it has nothing to do with who they are. And I agree. I think like a horror game night would be fucking hilarious. I do agree. I think that would be fun. I have a really hard time getting myself up and motivating myself to go and do something new and different. It makes me really uncomfortable. Like if I woke up on the day and...
Side note, I think a lot of people who do what Jev does or what I do and things like that for a living, it is so much easier for me just to stay here and work with all of the equipment that I have set up, all of my shortcuts and everything like that, than having to go somewhere else, record somewhere else, interact with people. It's just, you get into a specific set of ways of working, playing video games, having your day go on. And I actually really get what he's saying here.
And I couldn't play video games, and I couldn't do my usual routine. My day's ruined. You could wake me up in the morning, surprise me with a trip to somewhere that I like, and I'll be upset about it. Because it's like, man, fuck. I mean, cool, I appreciate it. Now I'm just obligated to go and do this. Why can't I just go and sit at my setup and rot away right there? Yes, that's what I want. Now, with that said, there's a lot of people that are giving me love in here. This is why I'll always be the greatest FaZe member, respectful guy. Got a lot of really nice comments, but posts like this will cause just weird, stupid tension that doesn't exist. I got my own life. I got my own bubble. I got my own shit that I feel like I need to protect because, hey, as I was growing up on the internet, I let people know a lot of things that bit me in the ass later. I've been swatted. I don't know how many fucking times. My family's been swatted. You think I want to get involved in like injecting a whole new fan base into my shit? Fuck no. To then also make my current subscribers and viewers uncomfortable with this new injection of other people that could be either more or less parasocial and just introduce mayhem into everything. People cannot calculate the
great use of the word parasocial though. Like, great word.
The fact that I am only happy with what I'm currently doing. Now, obviously, these aren't the only kind of things that go viral using some clips from me or whatever. I mean, this Requise clip ends up going around seems like every few weeks. There's always like some half viral post about the Requise clip. 51K likes, 2.5 million views, 1.5 million views. What's crazy is Yoxic has posted this shit before and it wasn't angled this way at all. Anyway, that's enough of that shit. I just needed to say that. Vertical Ascenders have been added to Warzone Season 3 Reloaded, and a lot of OG people are like,
what sort of transition was that?
Really angry about it. So much for Faithful. Yeah, anyway, that's the video for the day. Sorry if this is like considered drama.
What was the transition
or whatever,
at the
but
end?
I had to straighten that out before people think that's what I really think about them. This is not a new clip. It's from a year ago in this exact video that people had a complete positive reaction to at that time. And they still generally do until you kind of misrepresent what the fuck I was saying. Yeah, anyway, later.
What was that transition? And then the comments, love you goat, that's temper in there. Anyone reposting a year-old clip is just trying to start stuff up for engagement. Absolutely. Let the man play his games. I think we can all agree. Just let the man play his games.